then since then, I've just evolved. So sports has been a huge blessing in my life. It's enabled me to meet my wife, have a beautiful son, and have a career. So
yeah. So did you go to America before athletics was a thing, or did sports take you there?
Before sports was a thing.
So it was more like your family was just moving to there, and you just happened to go along for the ride.
My mom is like, first and foremost, she's like the biggest inspiration for my entire family in a sense. Okay. But my mom was like, she's getting us out of there. She's getting us out of the, them American movies. We gotta get out of the hood.
Because being Manchester, a lot of people from London don't realise sometimes how bad and active Manchester, Moss side in particular was.
I lived in the heart of it. Like literally, anyone that knows me and is watching this, they would go on, Mike. Because I was really in the middle of a lot of the controversy was. My neighbourhood was on Gooch Close.
Okay.
For anyone who knows Gooch Close, they can reference and they'll tell you, bad territory.
It's one of the places in England that will always pop up as a bad place, bro.
Yeah.
If you know,
the genderfying is all changing now a lot and stuff like that. But
that's only of recent, though, right? You get it. So. It's definitely flagged early, like growing up in Western Northwest and that. Like you hear about South London, Brixton, whatever, then you hear about Hackney and you hear about Tottenham and that. But people often, occasionally, will say, Birmingham's quite rough, but they don't really put as much light on as how bad parts of Manchester can actually be, bro. Like there's some real tough places there. And Liverpool too. You know what I mean? Different cities and stuff. So for you and for the listeners watching, they're probably thinking, but there's bare more guns in America. Which is true, but going to Florida, I think that's a move that makes sense.
Yeah.
Was it like adapting in school though? Because you come from Manchester, which isn't even like... Did you have a Manchester accent though?
I did. And I found that, I wasn't really making friends as quick as I wanted to. Obviously, I had, 3 sisters and I was very early age. So it wasn't a case where I was... like just on the streets, I was kind of a loner in a sense. I was the only boy in the family, so I just kind of had to do that babysitting stuff, while my mom was at work. So I didn't really find my feet. It was I had 2 younger sisters, 1 older sister. So it was just kind of like growing pains, But I found that sport was my passport. I was.
What age did you start getting into the athletics?
Wasn't until 13. High school.
So actually in America, you realised...
Found myself,
I'm good at this shit.
It wasn't even that I found I was good at I didn't know I was good until high school. So that's quite late. Most kids in America, they're like 9, 11, doing great stuff.
Starting and dad.
So I didn't start till 15.
Oh wow, that is late.
So I started 15 and I really that's when I started athletics. I did basketball as normal, but
I was gonna say you're high jumper, right? Is that the correct title for the? Because I'm big on boxing and certain sports, but not quite the Olympic athletics side of things, right? So does height come into that then, being part of? Because you're saying basketball, and I can see why you would. Because you're 6.
So I was lanky, tall,
6'5", 6'6".
6'6".
Yeah, 6'6". That's not a joke, bro.
Since I was 15.
Jeez.
So I was always I was always the tall one and athletic. So
but in America that's also quite normal, isn't it? 6'6" and 6'5" as well. Not every day,
I was
but
still tall
it's
in
common.
School, but it was I was one of the tallest. I was the tallest on the team.
Okay, still.
It was the easy sale for me to kind of get on the team.
Straight drafted into the B-ball
exactly.
team off the cuff. Just like we'll take him.
No talent, but I had height. So then it was just kind of evolving.
Does height play into being a high jumper?
Some are tall, some are just a little shorter than me, but it depends on your skill set. There's been world class jumpers that have been 5'10".
Yeah, see, that's what I was going to ask next. So you've answered it. Yeah, so that's quite an average height, 5'10". Ish. It's tall,
it's
but
short.
It's
actually short. It's actually short in high jump.
For a high jump,
in high jump.
But
most of us around,
okay. So height does come into it a bit.
6'4". I'm on the taller spectrum.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. So how does someone go from playing basketball in the gym in America into like, I'm gonna try this thing? Because that seems to me, I it wouldn't say like I used to kick ball or play ball and I never would have thought, let me go on hit track and that, you know what I mean, and see what I've got.
It was just trial and error. I wanted to improve sport and improving my basketball ability. And it was one of my coaches. It was just like, hey, come out. We'll give you a trial and see how you do. But ultimately, it's only going to make you improve. So
yeah, facts.
Hustled me to try it out, and then I ended up becoming one. It's
always someone like that, you know. In most success stories, there's a coach that spots, has an eye for talent, and
call them angels.
Yeah,
you know, there's always someone, you know, like when you need them most.
It's like they got the eye as well. Yeah, like they've seen so many different talents.
He's actually become one of my biggest mentors still to this day. He was a groomsman in my wedding.
Right. That's
know,
beautiful
I love him
thing.
as a, like,
beautiful
as a
thing,
dad,
bro.
You know, he's like, you know, really like, you know, helped mold, you know, what I mean, my personality.
That's amazing. So, not only a sports coach, a life coach in some ways, a mentor.
100%.
Yeah, we all need them, bro.
Yeah,
we do for real.
Definitely.
Myself, I've come across like mentors in the strangest place, bro. Like unexpectedly as well. You know, like you can go through everyday life and then randomly bump into someone. Or like I used to work in a sales job at one point where I was ringing 80 to 100 people a day, and I used to ring one brother, one old geezer, to try and sell him something that he didn't need, and he used to have all the money in the world, but he just used to be humble. So I'd be trying to sell him like a business overdraft and stuff. And dude said to me one day, like, what business you do? I've spoke to this guy 5 times. He says to me, maybe 6, and had long convos. And he goes to me, what business you calling about again? And I'm like, the business, you know, the motel. He says to me, I just bought the motel for my missus because she was bored. And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? Like, and he's like, yeah, she just likes hosting and keeping busy since our daughter passed and stuff. And the whole time that this brother had been entertaining my calls, I clocked it. He was giving me books to read. He was asking me weird questions about like life and stuff. But what he was doing, he was waking me up. And then when it made sense that when they had lost their daughter, he was mentoring me as a stranger. Almost like a son in a way, a weird way. You know what I mean? And it dawned on me one time that this geezer that I'd only spoke to on the phone maybe like I'll give it 10 times, but not frequently, once a month maybe, he made me read 3 books in full.
What were those books?
One of them I don't even share much, you know. Like it's a mad one. It's like I'm gonna share that when the time's right. That one changed my life differently. But one of them was like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. One of them was The Secret Abundance of Wealth, and then the other one was a serious one, bro, that I'm gonna get into on a different episode. So subscribe. That book, the next book was like what it was about though. As a synopsis, was about giving. Like, you know, in life when you give with no expectation, that's when your riches come. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like whether it's advice, knowledge, your ear, your time, a helping hand, and that book really like shows you that, you know what I mean, you just get on with your life. Do you put your best foot forward?